Everyone put your cup on. Oh, and if you haven't liked the stream, make sure you do so. It helps me out tremendously. It's YouTube know having a great time, which we are. Which we are. We have our NBA Cup final set tomorrow night. It's going to be the Bucks versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. OKC's opening as a 4.5-point favorite. I'm excited about this game. I really am. We had two pretty good and entertaining Cup games on Saturday night. The Hawks and Bucks. This was a fun back and forth game. The Bucks end up winning by 8, but it was close up until the end, and then the Bucks started to pull away a little bit. But Trae Young, I mean, this has been a great Cup run for Trae Young. I feel like the reputation surrounding Trae Young has increased tenfold after this Cup performance that we have seen. 35 points and 10 assists in this game for him. Thunder is so much better than the Mavs this year, and it isn't even close. I mean, the Thunder might be the best team in the NBA. Like, they really might be. Giannis' defensive stop was legendary. Yeah, Giannis had a block in this game that was unbelievable. And a big moment in the game, too. I don't remember the exact time. But the Bucks are such an interesting team to me, man. They're an interesting one. 2:40 left in the game, 5-point game. I mean, that's incredible. Both Giannis and Brook Lopez, to be fair. Brook made a good play on this as well. Like, I think even if Giannis doesn't come over to help there, I think Brook's getting that, even if Giannis doesn't come over. But holy shit, I mean, that's a crazy block. And there's the angle from the other baseline is absolutely crazy. Was this the angle right here? Oh! I mean, what a play to high point that ball like that. Absolutely incredible. How do you guys feel about the crowd? So I heard a lot about this. I don't know. I didn't think the crowd was going to be like crazy. The crowd seemed fine to me. Everyone was shitting about it. But people were saying St. Louis should get the team instead of Vegas. So I saw people saying because the crowd in this was a little bit lackluster that Vegas shouldn't get a team. I mean, it's different whenever they have their own team. Don't the Vegas Knights have one of the best crowds? Like, yeah, they're not cheering for like a Vegas team. It's kind of weird because it's like these are kind of last second games. So it's sort of weird traveling to Vegas and buying tickets, buying a hotel, buying, plane tickets, all of that. So you're probably going to get people who are just in the area or whatever, and like, I'll go to the NBA Cup. Vegas is a tourist town. I don't get the sports team moving there. But the Vegas NHL team is very good from what I've heard. Apparently it was Atlanta heavy because the Falcons were there. Oh, really? Okay, that's interesting. Now, it's funny. Whenever the Thunder and Rockets game started, Richard Jefferson on the broadcast was like, it's really interesting to see who's the crowd's going to cheer for. Like, it's just probably going to be whoever's winning at the time. Immediately, the Rockets win the tip. Dylan Brooks gets the ball. The whole fucking stadium booed. The whole stadium. It was like everyone came together in that moment. Everyone came together in that moment to boo Dylan Brooks. Just hilarious stuff. Sally, another reason for not watching as much is when your team is bad or is out. I feel zero connection watching the NBA Cup with the Mavericks being out. How can I change my apathy? I don't know. I would say maybe just tune in. The Cup games have been good. I thought both these games were really good and fun, to be honest with you. Summer League usually has some decent crowds. Yeah, but those are like hoop heads. I mean, if you're going to a Summer League game, you're really invested in the NBA more than likely. People make trips to go to Vegas during the summer to watch the Summer League. The Cup is a little bit different, where it's just like you're there at the time. It's like, fuck, we might as well go. Why not? What else are we going to do? Traveling to watch Omax run 12 pick and rolls is insane. I think you're more so traveling to see the young guys. Like, I don't know. If you're going to like a Mavs Bulls game when it was Jaden Hardy versus Dalen Terry, yeah, you're a hoop aficionado. Like, nobody can ever question your love for the game. Straight up. But anyways, this was a fun game right here. It's fun. This is, in my opinion, what it's all about. Is like a team like the Hawks, who have been pretty good lately, but not on everybody's radar. They get a chance to play in a game like this, which sounds kind of, patronizing because they were in the Eastern Conference Finals not that long ago with Trae Young. But I like that Trae gets an opportunity to show everyone, hey, I'm still fucking really good, by the way. I know our teams haven't been that great lately, and my reputation has taken a hit because of that, but I'm still a really good player. And Giannis can say, hey, I still make really big plays in really big moments. And Brook Lopez was great in this game, too. I think Brook is so slow, but fuck, man. He's still an impactful player. Every year I'm waiting for that. Brook Lopez has reached a point where his cement shoes are so heavy that he's straight up too slow to play in the NBA. Like, it's reached that point. He's too fucking slow. And yet, we haven't gotten there just yet. But I kind of like, especially with Chris Middleton coming back, and he's yet to look like Chris Middleton, but let's just assume he gets there. I like this new direction the Bucks have gone with. Pat Connaughton, out of the rotation. He stinks like shit. Good. See ya. Gary Trent Jr. off the bench, reduced role versus what we saw at the start of the season. Cool. Andre Jackson, more minutes. I like him. Plays with a lot of intensity. He picks up the other team's best player pretty much every single night, especially their best guards. And I thought he did a pretty good job on Trae Young in this game. His energy is much needed. Now, of course, there's some, when he's out there, teams sag off of him. The Hawks are doing in this game. That's problems for another day. But he gives you something that you really need. And just a huge boost of energy when he's out there. Right? AJ Green getting rotational minutes for you. Knock down threes, space the floor, plays pretty solid defense, good team defender, solid one-on-one individual defender. You need that. Cool. You got it. So I think that they definitely have righted the ship here. And it's just funny, the additions that they had, where it's like, damn, they went and got Gary Trent Jr. Unbelievable. Really hasn't been good for them. I even myself and other people were like, dude, Delon Wright's a pretty nice addition for them. Kill a Doc Rivers, hell yeah. Kill a Doc Rivers. So this is a fun game. The Bucks move on. They've been playing really well lately. And then the Thunder and the Rockets. Defensive slugfest for the first half of this game. Then the Thunder remembered, oh yeah, we might be the best team in the league. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander popped off in the second half of this game. They had no answer for him. It's games like these for the Rockets, right? Where, defensively, they check every fucking box. They do. They check every box. They just have so many elite perimeter defenders, so many incredible athletes, so many lengthy players. They can switch everything, and there's never really a mismatch. Even a smaller guy, Fred VanVleet, plays his ass off defensively. Jalen Green, for all his flaws, not like a terrible defender or anything like that. Really great athlete, so he's got that going for him. And Şengün's been much better. Yeah, Darvin Ham is undefeated in the NBA Cup. That's true. But it is just offensively. So you check all the boxes defensively of being a real team that's contending at a real high level. Offensively, I'm sorry. This is where it's if you swapped, I know I've talked about this a lot, but if you've swapped Jalen Green with Zach LaVine, what does this team look like? Now, I'm just throwing it out there. And the only reason I even throw it out there is because I've seen Rockets fans themselves throw it out there. Oh, well, Fox, yes, obviously. Fox absolutely, I think, takes this team to another level entirely. But we're saying maybe realistic trades this season. It's interesting. They just have times where they need a bucket getter so bad. And, Fred VanVleet is prone to games like these. 3 of 15, 1 of 11. That's very bad. But, he's not the most consistent shooter. We know how inconsistent Jalen Green is. Şengün struggled a little bit in this game offensively. Hartenstein did a great job on him, 13 points. And then, Dillon Brooks took 17 shots. That was kind of out of necessity. They were helping off him in the corners. We know that's what the Thunder like to do. 13 threes for Dillon Brooks. How many of those were corner threes? I'd venture to guess almost all of them. Anthony on this team, that'd be interesting too. But I really like this Rockets team, and they're obviously a piece away from contending at the highest level. And then the Thunder, they just make it happen. Shea in the second half of this game was unbelievable. 5 steals. He had 4 steals in the first 4 minutes of this game, I think. J-Dub got bucket after bucket. So, okay, here's something that's interesting. J-Dub, 20 points on 8 of 20. We just talked about Jonathan Kuminga, in the game against the Mavericks had 20 points on, I don't remember what the shooting was. It might have been 20 shots as well. I don't remember exactly. But I mentioned how the Kuminga offense doesn't feel impactful. Like you watch, I don't know. I don't feel like Kuminga's really impacting a game at a super high level. J-Dub, I absolutely feel like J-Dub impacts the game at a high level. Like his 20 points, it feels like comes, Shea's on the bench. The Thunder need some offense. J-Dub's running the show, and he's getting to that mid-range, shot where he bumps you off. He's fading away. He's hitting it. Tough bucket when you need it. He's improved so much as a playmaker that he can sort of run the offense and initiate things whenever Shea's off the court. And yes, defensively, J-Dub is much better than Jonathan Kuminga. Absolutely. J-Dub might be the best in the league behind Russ at getting the crowd into a game. Yeah, and he does get the crowd into it. And, also another thing I want to talk about. This obviously, we talked about the Thunder in detail in a video a few days ago. But Lu Dort, the Dortcher Chamber, our favorite player, as you know. But Lu Dort is at 40% from 3 this year. I mean, he was at 39% last year. And we saw it in the playoffs. Even though he was shooting at that percentage of the regular season, the Mavericks said, yo, we don't give a fuck what your shooting numbers are. You gotta beat us. We're helping off of you. And the idea for the Mavericks was, we're going to help off of you. Okay, but we're going to contest really hard. So whenever you do get a pass, we're going to close out incredibly hard on you, and you're going to have to put the ball on the floor. And he struggled in that series from 3. What did he shoot in that series? 31% from 3 on nearly 7 attempts a game. Game plan for the Mavericks. Teams are still doing that. The Mavericks did it in their game. He went 3 of 7 from 3. The Rockets did it in this game. He went 5 of 9 from 3. He's 40% from 3 this season. If he's like consistently hitting those, and some of these are over again, watching this game, it was similar to what the Mavs did, where we're going to help off of you, but we're going to close out really hard. And he was still shooting and making those shots. I mean, that's really big for them. That's really big for them. Because Caruso, 20 minutes. Caruso is just a really nice luxury for them. And I think we'll be surprised in the playoffs when Caruso's getting 15 minutes. I think we'll be a little bit surprised from that. Yeah, the Rockets shot horribly from 3 in this game. I mean, both teams were shooting poorly at the start. But both teams are 2 of the best defenses in the league. So that was to be expected. So anyways, I'm pretty pumped about this game tomorrow night. I do think that the Thunder will more than likely win. But it'll be interesting. I'm really interested to see how they play the Giannis thing. Obviously, nobody has somebody who can go one-on-one with Giannis. But with Chet out and now you have Hartenstein, the rest of this team's not big, the Thunder. They lack size in that department. So I'm really interested to see how this goes. It's going to have to be the three-point shooting. The AJ Greens of the world, the Chris Middletons of the world, the Brook Lopez's of the world are going to have to knock down their threes whenever Giannis kicks it out. Because that's what the Thunder team does anyways. And they're going to build a wall. They're going to make driving as difficult as possible for Giannis. We'll see how it pans out. I'm excited about this one.